Hey guys, Indie Prepper here. Another gear review, survival lighting and survival candles. This time a tremendous little find from Dollar Tree, where everything's $1. So if it's good quality, what can you say? Got a message a while back doing my Dollar Tree survival kit. Somebody sent me a message, can't remember who it is, but whoever you are, thank you very, very much. 80-hour survival candle that they make. They don't advertise it as an 80-hour survival candle, at least in the store. There's no sticker on it that says that, but the website and all from Dollar Tree does include that. So here it is in all its glory. 80-hour survival candle. So for a 72-hour kit, something like that, this is tremendous. 80-hour burn time. Good Lord. Survival situation, just light this bad boy up and let it go if it's a 72-hour survival situation. Now, would I necessarily say you need to burn your candles the entire time? No, you don't, but if you had to, you could. You know, if you were low on matches, something like that, light the bad boy up and use it as a starter for your grill or your fireplace, anything like that. You know, use this to put other flammable objects into and light things up and get your little fire started for whatever you need to. Great. Just great. Comes in a glass container. Fairly sturdy, fairly thick. If you're carrying this in a pack or in your car or something like that, you're going to want to cover the top of this up. They didn't have any covers or tops for this, but what I would use is probably some tin foil or maybe some plastic wrap with a rubber band around it. That's going to be okay. So if this thing happens to melt a little bit, just don't get all out and all over your stuff, so it's not going to ruin anything. A little heavy, you know, being a big heavy candle with glass container, but still, 80 hours for $1, tremendous. I bought every one they had. The first Dollar Tree, my local store, when I first found out about this, did not have them. There's another store near the gun range I go to a lot. They did have them. They had 6. That's all they had. Apparently they get them a lot. And talking to the lady up front, they sell them all the time. She thought this style of light was for some kind of religious purpose. Now they do make some religious candles and all that with different types of painting on them and all that, religious symbols and emblems and pictures, you know, Jesus and Mary and all of that. I don't know how long those are going to last, don't care, I'm not into that, not my thing. 80 hours for a basic candle, tremendous, especially for $1. Not the prettiest candle overall. Let me show it to you here up close. Big long wick there, you're probably going to trim that down, other than just initial use and all that, so you may need a wick trimmer and all that. Not the prettiest attachment there. You got some blemishes and stuff as you go down, if you can see that. But who cares? 80 hours for $1, tremendous. Like I said, I bought every one they had. They only had 6 of them. But from what the lady at the counter said when we were talking, she said they get them in all the time. And when I told her what they were used for, she said, wow, that's a great idea. Why didn't I realize that? Why didn't I know about that? So she's going to get some herself. So I don't know if she's a prepper, but when I told her about what they're useful for, she just thought that was tremendous. Now, again, 80 hours. Wow, that's a lot of light. Especially if you consider that when you're going to use this. Unless it's a low temperature, you know, freezing conditions, you don't have fireplace or anything like that, you're going to use this for lighting after dark primarily, because generally you're not going to need it during daylight hours because you get your windows open, that type thing, so you can see. But how many hours are you going to need to burn this thing per day? Not a lot. Entire nighttime, 8 to 10 hours or so. But are you going to burn this thing all night? Unless you're up all night for some reason, watching for home invaders or something like that, you're going to go to bed eventually. You're probably going to need this thing, I would say, maybe 4 or 5 hours tops. So 80-hour candle, 5 hours a night, that's a long time for $1. Now, the only thing you need to take into consideration with this type of candle being so tall and long is you've got to be able to light this thing. Now, of course, you got your little grill lighters and all that, and I've got some of those. Those are great. But I don't count on those. I got fuel in them. So that fuel, I've had leak out. I've had it, age out. I've bought tons of those over the years and, pull one out and it just didn't work, after sitting there for so long. So you need matches. Cigarette lighter, initially you're going to be fine getting this thing lit. But as this thing starts to burn down, you're going to need something that reaches. So you're going to need some bigger matches. Now you may get those big long matches that they use for starting your fireplace, that sort of stuff. Those are going to be fine. But I don't have a lot of those around because I don't have a fireplace like that. What I did find at Dollar Tree as a bonus are these little diamond strike-on box matches, the large kitchen matches, what they're called. 2 packets of 250 count each, so 500 matches with a striker on both sides. That's a whole lot of strike in there. These aren't the longest matches in the world, but they're wooden, and they're probably long enough for most uses. So there you go. Is this going to reach all the way down, even if you're stretching? No, probably not. But I've got some pickups and hemostats, that type of stuff, so once I lit this thing, I could put it at the end of that little pickup, drop it down in there, light this thing up fairly easily. With fingers, I've not tried this yet, because I've not had this that long. I haven't had it even 80 hours yet. But if you reach down, fingers out, you're going to be able to reach down about half the way of this candle, I would say, to light the candle up. So for general purposes, you need a box of these, not your standard little cheap pack of matches, something like that. Probably get some of those fireplace matches too. I've got some of those, I just didn't dig around for them. Didn't feel like it, but 80 hours for $1. Absolutely tremendous and absolute must-have, in my opinion, for $1 if you've got Dollar Tree around locally or some other dollar store that's got something like this. Now, the religious candles they make with a little painting and all that on the outside, they may last just as long. They come in these same style containers. I had not thought about those, but I may pick some of those up next time I see them if I can't find these. I would rather have these with the clear outside because that's going to give me a better light, better radius there of light to use, to see around in a lights out, power out situation, but whatever. Now, if you look around, I'm going to some other videos, you saw my 50-hour survival candles, which I love tremendously. I think I paid 30 cents a piece for these for Sportsman's Guide a very long time back. Got a vid up, like I said. Love these. Can't find these anywhere near the price anymore. I bought a couple cases of these. They got 48 of these or something like that. Can't remember. Just a ton of them stacked up. Great stuff. Love this. That's just a bigger version, basically. The canister container appears to be the same quality thickness from what I can tell, just this one's taller with more wax in it and a longer wick and all that. So this is great, love it. This seems to be better for the price nowadays. Back in the day this was probably cheaper overall, but if you can't find them, it doesn't matter. Now what I found with this one, okay, you set this on the countertop, you light it up, it's great, it does the job. What if you need to move it around and it's hot? Let's say it's down lower about halfway, like I've burned some of these for a while. You don't want to pick this thing up. It's going to burn you. Sure, you could grab this thing with a pot holder or a cloth or something like that. Nah. May slip through your hands, fingers, something like that, and smash on the floor. And that's just a mess. You don't need that with the power out. What I found is to take a coffee cup, drop this into the coffee cup, pick the coffee cup up, carry it around as a handle carrier. It's going to work fine. It's going to work okay with this as well. It's probably going to work even better with this one because most of the candle is going to be above coffee cup for about, I'd say half the burn time. Now, you can always move it from place to place as you need to in the coffee cup and then pull it out and set it down for better lighting once it gets low. But for $1, this stuff is great, guys. You got to get some of these. Like I said, I got 6 of them now. I'm going to go back the next week or two, hopefully have to restock. I don't know how many of these I'm going to buy, but for $1, set them up right so even if temperatures get high and power outage, keep them in the garage, wherever you keep them. Doesn't matter. If it melts a little bit, well, it's going to solidify again, so you're not out much anything. So you can store these just about anywhere. You get for $1. 80 hours for $1. What can I say? Good stuff. MD Prepper, out.